Day 4 of our Taipei/Taiwan trip. Day 4 was one of the busiest days of the trip. We started with Elephant Mountain so that we could get the views of 101, and then we went to 101 and explored the whole Xinyi area, including like the Songshan Cultural and Creative Park and the Yat-Sen Memorial Hall, and then we went shopping, and then we bought tea, and then we had amazing tea. But yeah, all that to come.
First, coffee.
Then, Elephant Mountain. So I'd climbed Elephant Mountain before, and I knew how stunning the views were, but you'd never been up there before, had you?
No. The stairs, though. The stairs are tricky at the best of times because it's just the cardio system was on the workout and the knee. And I am aware I have spoken about the knees. Not
Every
knee.
video so
I'm
far.
sorry. And I hadn't anticipated, which I know is stupid. It's a mountain. How do you get up the mountain? Stairs. So we set off. I got lapped by a really old dude. And I've never felt
So youthful and energetic.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that I had jumper's knee, even though I'd done no jumping. It's the best fit for the symptoms that I was experiencing.
What was the recommendation for that?
Rest.
So yeah, you didn't really have the opportunity to rest it, did you?
No,
No.
I didn't. And by the end of the day, I needed help. So there's no footage of it because obviously you had to stop filming.
I had to stop filming to help, and also I don't think you really appreciated when I was filming you going up and down stairs when you were struggling.
No, well, I just stopped. If I saw you had the camera, I just stopped because I was like, I don't want this recorded because it looks ridiculous.
One of the things that I think is really cool about Elephant Mountain and a lot of the mountains in Taipei is that you have the little signs that tell you like how high up you are and like how high the eventual height is and how far it is to go. It's really good like motivation to keep going because you can see how far you've got.
It feels like you climb really quickly. And I really like the first lookout that you get to.
Yeah.
That was lovely.
It's one of those things, isn't it? You think that first platform, you're like, oh, this is it. That's amazing. And it just keeps getting better as you get higher.
Yeah. It was really hot.
It was really hot. Yeah.
Really
I think
hot.
this was the hottest day so far.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very pasty. And it doesn't matter how much sunscreen I put on. If I can see the sun and it can see me, I am going to burn. So I keep myself pretty well covered up.
Yeah.
Ideally like arms, neck, legs, everything covered. But when it's hot and you're covered, it's like being in a furnace, both inside and outside. So I found that especially tricky on this day.
It was crazy given that it was November when we were there, just how hot it was.
Especially coming from the UK where we were in a cold snap.
Yeah.
There was like ice on the ground.
So we're going from 0 to 30-something degrees in the space of a few days. The body's not designed for that.
No, the wardrobe was not designed. I would say you get a good breeze.
Yeah.
You get a good breeze when you get to the lookouts and you actually get to stop. You get a really good breeze there, so that feels good. And the views are epic. What I really love about the second viewing is that this is going to sound really stupid, but 101 is huge.
Yeah.
And I know it's huge, but you're really close to it. Like, the mountain is really close to this massive skyscraper.
You get a sense of how big it is.
Yeah, like, you don't feel like you can reach out and touch it, but it's that thing of, like, you're really close and it's huge and you get a real sense of perspective. Moving swiftly on, Taipei 101.
Yeah, so after viewing Taipei 101 from Elephant Mountain, we got back on the MRT.
To go to
and we went.
Taipei 101.
We got off at the Taipei 101 stop. And I really like that MRT stop when you come out. Number one, there's all the like art exhibits and things, which is cool. And number two, that bit when you just come out, there's like the brief little square that you come out into before you go into the entrance where Din Tai Fung is. And you look up and you're literally like at below ground level looking directly up at 101. And it's just insane. When you've seen it from the distance that we saw it from, like the difference in perspective from seeing it from a distance or on the mountain and then seeing it from directly underneath. It's such a crazy building.
Yeah. It's huge.
Disappointingly, we didn't have the time to queue up to go up on this trip. We have been up there before.
We have. It was a long time ago, though.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Excuse to go back.
Oh, we'll have to go back to Taiwan again.
What a shame. I love air conditioning. I think it might be humanity's peak of development. Yes, obviously vaccines. We love medicine, but there is something about air conditioning.
It is magic.
It's a joy. And especially in 101, because it was so hot.
You might remember, if you watched the previous video, that we tried Hangzhou Xiaolongbao near Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall, and we were going to compare it to Din Tai Fung. And given the location we were at, we thought,
We'll go to Din Tai Fung.
we'll go to Din Tai Fung. We were there early as well, so we thought we could probably get in relatively quickly. So we got our waiting ticket, and then we still had to wait quite a while. I asked the lady, she said it would be like 20 minutes.
It wasn't too bad. I thought it was going to be... Because it was still lunchtime that we were there, wasn't it?
Yeah. It could have been a lot longer wait. But we still thought, given that we have 20 minutes, let's go and get more coffee.
Coffee, yeah. It was good as well.
I think you said this was your favourite coffee that you had while we were there.
I mean, it was predominantly sugar. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how much coffee there was actually in it.
Yeah, what was it called? Like a black sugar iced latte or something?
Yeah, so it tasted like burnt brown sugar.
Yeah.
Tasted more like treacle.
Yeah, a bit like the Xingfu Tang bubble tea that you had on the first day.
That was really good. And it was cold, and I was in an air-conditioned environment, so
yeah.
The stars were aligning for me.
And then
we had cake. We had cake, didn't we?
We did.
Was it like
orange cake?
Oh, orange.
Yeah, tasty.
That was really good.
And of course, just before going for lunch, cake is exactly what you need.
Yeah, I don't really know what the thought process was behind that. I think
it looked tasty.
Well, there's that, but I don't think we'd planned to get pudding. Dessert.
Yeah.
So
have dessert
have
before the meal. Din Tai Fung.
Yum. Also robots.
That was new since we were last in Taipei. The robots are a new addition.
That's not a thing here, and it should be. It's awesome.
They're so cool.
Just this little like, it's not a person, but it's
Look,
a
they have
robot.
the little eyes.
Little face.
Yeah. We had all sorts at Din Tai Fung. So we had, for comparison's sake, we had the standard pork xiaolongbao because that's the main thing you're going to compare, isn't it, when you compare xiaolongbao places. We also had some chicken xiaolongbao.
Yes.
We had some pork bao buns, and we had some water spinach because we'd really enjoyed it the day before. So the question is, though, how did it compare to Hangzhou Xiaolongbao? Which was better?
Din Tai Fung every time. Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Hands down. It was so good.
Din Tai Fung has I still think it has the best xiaolongbao that I've had. I think the water spinach might have been better at Hangzhou Xiaolongbao.
That was better.
But
I did prefer that.
The reason you go is the xiaolongbao, and the xiaolongbao at Din Tai Fung are the best that I've had.
The chicken is my favourite. I really like that one.
I like that they have the little chicken in to show that it's the chicken one. It's so cute.
I really like that. I think that's one of the best things. It's up there with one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth.
High praise for Din Tai Fung xiaolongbao. It is really good. You can see why it has the Michelin star, and you can see why it's so popular. Everything about it, the service, the quality of the food, it's just perfect. And no matter how many times I read the instructions and have been told the proper way to eat xiaolongbao, I still always end up either making a mess or burning the inside of my mouth.
The making a mess is... Yeah, because you've got this mass. I want to bite it in half.
Yeah.
Because that's what, in my head...
It's definitely easier to eat it all in one.
It's easier to eat it all in one, because it stops obviously it stops a lot of the mess. But my brain is going, what are you doing? Put it down. That's way too big. You can't fit all of that in your mouth. Because I want to bite it in half, because that's how I was brought up. So tasty. I didn't want to stop eating.
No, it's the thing.
There's no more room. There was no room at the inn. I just wanted to just keep...
Probably shouldn't have had the cake before we went.
I mean, yeah, in hindsight, that probably wasn't the best idea. But we were there to experience things. There was cake. I wanted to experience the cake. Was it a good idea? Perhaps not. But it was really good, so we ate it all anyway. And then I felt wonderful, but also really full. Like I needed rolling out of there.
So, next, shopping.
Wandering around more than shopping, because that place is expensive.
Yeah, the 101 Mall is one of those places. It's a lovely shopping mall to walk around and explore, but it's also full of very expensive shops. And we were more concerned with spending our money on food than on expensive designer purchases.
Yeah, I don't need a designer handbag. I need more shower.
And I also really like that you have the Skyway from 101, so you can get around that whole like Xinyi area above ground.
Yeah, without having to cross the road.
Yeah, and also you can go from like department store to department store and just explore. So I think next we went to the big Shinkong Mitsukoshi. We decided ice cream was the next stop, and we went to
Cold Stone.
Yeah, which we don't have in the UK. I know it's not Taiwanese, it's American, but it's really good ice cream. And mint ice cream in particular is something that I really enjoy on a hot day.
It's really good.
It's always really good.
We should have one here.
Yeah, agreed. And then we just basically continued like that, didn't we? We'd go for a little bit of a walk to the next department store, sit down, take a break. And then we were working our way towards, because you're a big reader and book fan,
yes,
we were working our way towards the giant Eslite to have a look at because I think it's the biggest one in Taipei, the biggest bookshop in Taipei. Songshan Cultural and Creative Park.
Well, first we have fruit.
Yes. So
I realised that we hadn't had anything resembling health for the last 4 days.
Yeah, we'd eaten a lot and we hadn't necessarily eaten all the healthiest food.
There was a lot of cake and a lot of ice cream, a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
And it was all wonderful, but my body was getting to the point where I needed like a carrot.
So on the way to the Songshan Park, we found a little fruit seller. And can I just say, Taiwan is and always will be a really good place to get fresh fruit.
Yes.
One thing I really enjoyed when we lived in Taiwan, when we actually lived there for the full year, is that when you're there for the full year, you get to experience all the different seasons and the different fruits that come into season. Yeah.
You can tell the good mangoes.
Yeah, my mango season is my favourite season.
But they're never like that in the UK.
No.
The ones that we get are...
They're fine.
They're fine.
Yeah.
They don't really taste them much, though.
But then you have an in-season mango in Taiwan and you're like, this is what I've been missing out on.
This is what mango is supposed to taste like.
Exactly, yeah.
And I definitely got that with dragon fruit. I assumed that dragon fruit didn't have a flavour. It's got quite a strong...
It's delicious.
It's not a strong flavour, obviously, but it has flavour. Here, not so much.
Yeah. But yeah, so we stocked up on fruit and then we headed to the Songshan Cultural and Creative Park. And what was really cool is that the route you get there, or the route we took there, you have to walk through this like little nature reserve.
Yeah.
And there's a little stream and it has like guppies. Yeah. And guppies are something I'd only ever seen before in a fish tank.
In an aquarium, yeah.
It's something that people in the UK would like to keep as like a pet.
Yeah.
At the actual Songshan Cultural and Creative Park, when we got there after buying fruit and travelling the trails, it's a really cool area of like arts and crafts stalls and sellers, and yeah, I really like places like that. I think it's a really cool trend, and this isn't just something that's in Taiwan. This is something that you get in lots of countries. Is places that were like industrial areas being taken over as art spaces, dedicated like arts and craft spaces.
Definitely.
And this is a really cool one.
It was. I needed to be restrained from buying everything. I was very restrained, but
you were very restrained.
There was quite a lot of, you need to tell me to walk away because I'm going to buy this.
And in the end, you did end up buying something.
I did.
From a little stand, and it's called Wavecrete, I think the company was called. And they were making jewellery out of concrete.
Yeah, I think it's quite a common thing. You know, there are quite a few companies that are doing this now. I'm not going to lie. I was a sucker for the sales pitch. The lady was lovely. And I was like, do you know what? If you're selling it, I'm going to buy it. So she was lovely.
Yeah, I thought the really cool thing about it, though, was the thing that she was saying where if you like have essential oils or anything, you can like drop it on the concrete and then it becomes not only jewellery, but fragrance as well. Yat-Sen Memorial Hall.
It was so hot.
Yeah, and we were already
so hot.
We were already super tired, and it was super hot. But we were like, we're right next to the Yat-Sen Memorial Hall, so we might as well walk through that on the way to the MRT.
It's a sun trap because everything is concrete. There's only the green, right around the edge, and there's the water in the middle. And I remember
reflects the sun up. Yeah,
I remember thinking, I just need to sit down. So I sat down, and I'm fairly certain I melted into the concrete seat. It was... I don't really remember looking at anything because I was hot. I was like, I need to leave.
It's an amazing building.
It is. I sound so whingy. I'm so sorry. I'm just so pale and I just don't respond well to heat of any kind. I need it to be temperate at all times. And also I am British, so I do like to complain about the weather. It's nothing personal. It's how we communicate. Oh, look, it's raining. Let's complain about the rain. Oh, look, it's hot. Oh, we're having a heat wave. Let's complain about it. Yeah. It's snowing.
Complaining
Let's
about
complain
the weather
about it.
Is basically the British identity.
It's something that I inhabit so much. It's such a part of my personality. It is not a criticism of Taiwan. It's just a way to make conversation.
Yeah. Again, if you haven't watched the previous video, you probably wouldn't know that our SD card failed the previous day. So I thought, let's go to like the Zhongshan Xinsheng MRT stop, because I know that near there's like the Guanghua shopping plaza, and it's like where all the electronic stuff is. There's loads of data recovery centers around there. Nowhere could help. As I say, the SD card had completely failed. And then to cheer ourselves up, we decided...
You had to walk around. I, at this point, had lost almost complete function of my knee, so I just sat down outside and waited for you to come.
So yeah, we went round Syntrend.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a complete technology nerd. So Syntrend for me is like my like spiritual home. I love walking around, seeing all the different like laptop manufacturers, because of course it's Taiwan. All computers come from Taiwan, all chips come from Taiwan. It's the best place for that sort of thing. And I think Syntrend is like, and that whole area as well, the Guanghua shopping plaza as well, that whole area is just such a good place to explore and see all the crazy RGB computers and peripherals, and yeah, I love it.
Lots of neon. Yeah. All look cool.
There's also all the camera shops there.
Yes.
Which, again, very much our thing. So yeah, really cool area to explore. It's got all the like jigsaw shops.
I love a jigsaw. Yeah, I am aware. The more I talk, the more I sound like a really old lady. I like to complain about the weather. I like a jigsaw, and I've got dodgy knees.
It's a good combo. And also there's like Studio Ghibli shops.
Yes, I really liked, I'd not seen them before, the little dude who was like, I can't be bothered.
It's called like Do Nothing Man or something.
The Do Nothing Man. Oh, I was like, that's flying a beast. That is how I feel on the daily.
Yeah, it's a bit like the Kudetama.
Yes, there was one picture of him just lying on a desk, just staring out of the window, and I was like, yeah,
yes,
that's how
I can identify with
yes,
this.
Me and you, we'd get on so well. So neon lights
drew you in
like a moth to a flame.
And you were back on the claw games again, weren't you?
Well, for a lot of these ones, there were like seats, so I had to sit down.
Yeah, so you might as well sit down with a load of $10 coins. And
yeah.
So the real question is, after your non-success on the claw game on the second day, did you have any more luck on this day in the Syntrend department store?
No, I didn't.
You won.
They're rigged. I know they're rigged. We all know they're rigged. They're all rigged.
How many things did you win?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Like nothing. Like not even. It was getting to the point of embarrassing where it shouldn't be this difficult. I've put in enough money. I should be being rewarded with a little tiny plastic thing that I neither need nor particularly want. They just look cute, and I thought, do you know what? It's bright, it's shiny, it's neon. I want one.
So then eventually we gave up on that and we went to the gacha machines, and that's a much better system. You put your money in, you twist the wheel, the toy comes out.
Yes. Did I get one? Yes.
In fact, actually, this is where your luck turned round, because it was one of those rare times when you twist it, 2 balls came out instead of 1.
So clearly, the universe was shining down on me in that moment, because it felt sorry for me in my complete
failure at the claw
game. Yeah. I will not be beaten by a claw game.
So after Syntrend, we'd done everything we'd planned for the day, and it was still relatively early. So we thought we'd go and buy gifts for people. And traditional Taiwan gift, we decided to go and get pineapple cakes.
We looked up, didn't we, where like the best pineapple cake.
And the Liti pineapple cake shop came out as one of the like top recommended ones. And
that's where we went.
I can confirm that their pineapple cakes are delicious. And also we bought them for my parents, and they also confirmed that the pineapple cakes were delicious. So
there you are.
Top marks all around.
It was a really nice shop.
It was a beautiful shop.
And they had like these little, they were like little cones with filling inside. And I wanted one because it looked pretty.
Yeah.
And then we ate it. And one of them was like raspberry flavoured. And one of you had the like, I wanted that one.
Mine was tea flavoured.
So I didn't want that one because it was green.
Yeah.
I had the one that was pink, and I believe it was raspberry, and it was delicious. And if I could have just had like a full tray of that.
Like a box of those to take home.
They didn't do that. Otherwise, I would have bought that.
They were really good.
They were really good.
Really good. And that kind of whet our appetite. So we decided it was nearly time for our dinner. And because we hadn't eaten for at least an hour.
I'd just eaten like not 5 minutes before that.
I hadn't eaten anything other than a small snack for at least an hour. We decided to go to my favorite restaurant in Taiwan, Mala Huoguo. Now, we discovered Mala Huoguo the first time we were in Taiwan when we lived in Gongguan. And I believe the one there was like the original one, or I was told that was the original one. I'm not sure. Anyway, there's Mala Huoguo all over Taipei now. And we decided to stop at one, and it's still just as good as ever.
Well, we weren't going to, were we? That was something, we discussed it, and we were like, oh, I don't know if it's ever going to fit into our day. So we made it fit.
Yeah.
Because we were like, we can't come to Taiwan and not have hot.
Yeah. It's such a classic.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm really pleased that it's not here.
Yeah, I'd want to eat it all the time.
There's no way it would be as reasonably priced if it was here.
No,
it would
so
cost you an absolute ton.
Yeah.
Because of the ice creams and the unlimited drinks and all the rest of it. But
you wouldn't be able to run Mala Huoguo in the UK. It would just be too expensive.
But it's so good.
It's amazing. I love the fact that, well, one, we'd gone our whole lives without being served by a robot. And then we were served by a robot twice in one day. I didn't anticipate Mala Huoguo also having robot staff, so that was cool.
They're so cute.
Yeah, there's like a little cat, wasn't it, the one in Mala Huoguo? I actually followed it round with the camera at one point to see what it would do.
I know for a lot of people this will be like an eye roll moment, but I love that it goes round you.
Yeah.
Which I know is obviously you don't want it to go into you, but there's just something so cute about it. The overlords are here. They're going to take over the world. I'm just going to be there going, yay,
it's so cute.
Yeah. I love spicy soup.
Yeah, every time we go to Mala Huoguo, we get the same two soups. We get the spicy mala soup, and we get the vegetable soup.
I like being able to choose, because I don't like just to have the spicy one all the time.
I do not choose. I just have the mala spicy soup because it is so good. I know, it's amazing though.
No, it's really good, but I just don't want... I like having the meat in the spicy one, and I like having anything that soaks up the soup on the other side.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it gets a bit intense.
Yeah, some of the vegetables and things that like get lots of the soup in, it can be quite spicy.
I really like the cabbage. I really like just leaving the cabbage in the soup for ages.
My favourite thing is just beef in spicy soup. If I could just sit and eat beef in spicy soup all day, I would be a very happy person. I would also probably be a very ill person, but...
Worth it.
Worth it.
I have an almost dangerous relationship with carbs. So I love, if it's pasta or potatoes or bread or rice, yes. How much? Yes. That is how that's what sustains me. But rice with the spicy soup, it's just everyone else needs to leave and I just need to be alone.
Well, and also you can
with the rice and the spicy soup.
You can help yourself to as much rice and noodles and various forms of carbs as you like it there. So
I just love it.
Yeah. You see, I think that's not the strategy, because if you're eating carbs and you don't have room to eat more, like, of the meat and vegetables.
I will make room if necessary. The only thing missing for me is a French baguette to dip in the spicy soup.
Oh, that would be pretty tasty.
Although then, I suppose you're going to end up burning your face off eventually, but worth it.
And the other great thing about Mala Huoguo, other than like the selection of drinks and the selection of all the like extras and things you can have,
ice cream.
So much ice cream.
I love that you just get the selection and you can just choose, like you could just have the same one if you wanted to, or take your pick.
And we're both big ice cream fans, so you've got to make sure it's difficult to do because you want to eat all the meat and vegetables and carbs, but you've got to save room at the end for that ice cream because you've got to make the most of all those flavors. I made a list of all the different flavors that we did try.
Please don't judge us.
We tried Carmelita, coffee, macaron chocolate ganache, cookies and cream, chocolate, stracciatella, Swiss chocolate, caramel biscuit, mango, and raspberry.
There's a theme of chocolate there, isn't there?
Chocolate is my favourite sort of ice cream.
I prefer like the fruity ones. I also like coffee.
Yeah.
I also like it. I'm not going to lie. Chocolate's a classic.
Yeah. Also, strategy-wise, I like to save the fruit ones for last because they feel lighter. So you eat the other ones until you feel almost full, like until you can't really
Do
eat
you
anymore.
see why?
And then you have the
Do
fruit
you see
ones.
why you can't have mala in the UK?
We would be enormous.
Because this would happen.
So hot pot was pretty much the perfect end
I was so full.
to day 4. And that leads us into day 5, which is the day when we actually left the city and we explored
yes.
the old Pingxi rail line.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Really good fun.
So look forward to that next time.